Okay, I'm making my world famous banana pudding, which I would put in any contest, anytime. And we've already put our butter on to melt in a double boiler. I'm making a double batch because there's no use making a small amount of the Commander. You always go for double. So I would normally use 2 cups, but I'm going to use 4 cups of sugar. Don't think about the calories. This is special. Okay, next we need, maybe I use 3/4 of a teaspoon, so it'll be like a teaspoon and a half of salt. And this is my sugar. I just have it in 2 containers. Uh-oh. Now, 2 containers. That's my 4 cups, and I've added my salt. The next dry ingredient would be a cup and a half of flour. So that would be 1. Take my half and a half. Sift that. This completes our dry ingredients. I want to get my wet ingredients ready because that's really important to add that next. I have 2 different kind of milk, but it's evaporated milk. Now, for a double batch, you need 2 cans. It'd be a cup and a half on the double batch of the milk. It's just whole milk. 2% will work, whatever you have. Now we have our dry ingredients ready. We have our wet ingredients to add as soon as we put this in. So we're going to go over to the stove and to the melted butter that I hope is melted, and we're going to add this. And then I'll come back and we'll do the eggs. I'm going to go with sugar for that part of the sugar. Then I'm going to blend in the flour, which is harder, and then the rest of the sugar. Now, as soon as you see all the dry ingredients disappear, which I'm still seeing them, it would help if I were taller. Okay, now immediately I'm going to put in my wet milk first. It doesn't matter, but I'm just going to go ahead and get that out of the way. You just kind of stir as you pour that. As soon as you get that, go to the next one. There's not one person that I've ever known that didn't like this banana pudding. I always stir with a whisk because that blends well, and I always will have a spoon because sometime on the bottom there's little pockets of flour that'll tend to stick, and you don't want that. So I'm going to show you how to make the eggs for it. Okay, with the normal recipe, you'd add 6 egg yolks. That's very important. But because we're doubling this, we're going to add 12 egg yolks. So we have to separate 12 eggs. Now they have all kind of things to use to separate them. But I just come up the old-timey way with my grandma teaching me. And this is how she did it. And I can't seem to get away from it. Most people wouldn't like this method, but it's what I do. I have clean hands. The egg whites are not going to be used. You can save them and use them for another recipe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Take your fork, beat up like this. You have to temper these egg yolks. You can't just throw them in the pot or you'll have scrambled eggs in the middle of your banana pudding. Okay, now, see, this is really thick. So we're going to start adding little bit by little bit our egg yolk. All we have to do is add the vanilla. Yep, time for that. 2 teaspoons. That's it. Okay, I think we got a finished product here. So all I'm gonna do now is turn the fire out, and I'm gonna go fix the bananas and the vanilla wafers. This is a double recipe, so I think for a single recipe, I add a whole bag. And I'm not gonna add a whole nother bag. I'm gonna only add half. And next is my bananas. Now, I'm a person that doesn't like too much banana in a banana pudding, which seems silly, but that's the way it is. Now, I like to slice mine thin. I like bananas, just not where it's all banana. I'm real crazy about the pudding part myself. This is a little bit hard to do by yourself in a double batch because it's just heavier, and I'm an old lady, so I'm not as strong as all the young girls that work out. I like to keep the bananas under if I can. Push them under. I think they just won't turn as dark as fast. Now you have the prize-winning Duck Commander banana pudding. So enjoy.